Welcome back to Real Estate Resource TV, where we give you the details on the most important topics in Seattle's real estate market. Today, Stephen Macdonald joins us. He is both highly accomplished and knowledgeable as a leader in today's market. Welcome, Stephen. How are you?
Good, Ben. Really good to see you. Thanks for having me back.
It's great to see you too. So, Stephen, you come from an international background,
Right.
and there seems to be a lot of bad news coming from overseas, especially in Europe. And we're kind of experiencing similar problems
Right.
here in the States. But Seattle, you say, is different. Tell us
Right.
why.
Well, it seems there's a lot of bad news within Europe. There's a lot of fragility within the US with all the different states. But locally, it seems to me here, it really comes down to supply and demand. And the supply and demand principles are playing in really strongly right now. So the market perception and the statistically and the buyers and sellers perception are starting to line up a little bit.
And that's different than what we've seen over the past 3 to 6 months, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you know the interesting thing, Ben, when we spoke before was we had maybe 6 months ago, we had a situation where supply and demand, there's very little supply. So you would think the buyers would be coming in and pushing the price up. But the perception of the seller and the buyer was really different statistically. Now what I'm seeing in the last maybe 10 to 12 weeks is the buyer's perception and the seller's perception are hitting reality as they start to enter into the market. And the buyers are definitely feeling the pinch and the sellers are a lot happier.
Right. Well, I guess that's what happens in a hot market.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about the actual statistics in the local area.
Well, right now we have about 6,500 homes available in the multiple listing in King County. 3,600 homes came on the market last month and 3,800 homes were sold. So that means even though we have a tight market right now, it's actually getting very gradually tighter, which is creating an intensity. So the buyers are starting to feel that. When they step into the market to buy something, a house of their dreams, and it's gone, maybe that new home that they want is not going to come on for a long time. So that's creating more of an intensity, which is creating multiple offers and more pressure in the market.
So pressure and multiple offers certainly seems like it could raise house prices. Do you see that happening?
We're seeing that a lot. Just in the last 10 to 12 weeks, we've seen an increase between 2 to 12% in values of property. My prediction is what I'm seeing like right now is that homes that couldn't sell are sold. So there's this tightening up, and I see definitely just the principles of supply and demand are actually kicking in really strong. So I see definitely very strong increases.
So that's good news for sellers, and I guess that means buyers should be getting on their horse, huh?
Exactly, and this is the time for buyers to jump in. The affordability is so high with the prices being low house prices and low interest rates. So the affordability is definitely attracting that buyer, which is really smart, but it's definitely putting pressure on the product, which is pushing the price up.
Great information, Stephen. The laws of supply and demand are kicking in, and thanks so much for joining us and giving us some more detail.
Thank you.
And here to comment on why mortgages are actually helping to fuel this demand in houses is Ryan Leopold. Welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, Ben. I think it's pretty obvious that interest rates maybe sound like a broken record right now, but are literally at the lowest point they've ever been in history. So when you have interest rates in the high 3s and 4% range, that naturally is going to progress people to want to get off the fence and start buying homes.
Again, that was Ryan Leopold and Stephen Macdonald. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time on Real Estate Resource TV.